Just went back on the comments from last week's video, and I have to say, a lot of you seem to love Digimon a lot. I didn't realize that, so let me just say, Digimon sucked. Especially the little, it's a Tamagotchi, but for boys. I'd rather be a little Japanese girl any day screaming, "Oh my god, daddy, Mikado's 7 today." I'm not done yet, I'm not done. And I'll go further, the show. You know how you could tell it was lame? They put it on when they ran out of Dragon Ball Z episodes, clearly thinking, they're too stupid, no, it's not Pokemon. But it's like, dude, they have one friend and all the voices are annoying. Digimon and you. Anyway, the Reef's gonna die. I have some amazing news to share with you about it though, so if you stick around, I mean, geez, you thought Kurt Cobain had his mind blown.
Dude, Jesus Christ, you're pissing off all the Digimon people. I think like some of them were not ironically angry, they were like actually angry at you, and now you're just pissing off all the Nirvana fans.
No.
It's like the best way to start a video.
Because much like the Reef, I'm casting a wide net. Not sure if that's going to make sense in the edit, but we're going on anyway. This is a video about the Reef. How much is this the plot of every one of those movies where there's an asteroid hurtling to Earth, which good? It will finally crush the resistance hiding in the mountains of Afghanistan. But it'll also kill all the good people, like David Spade and General Butt Naked, and so NASA or whatever send the most promising of humanity to another planet, like this kid, getting a trade. Good on him. Anyway, that's what's happening to the Reef. It's getting too hot to survive. Parts of it, to quote every drag queen act I've ever seen, will survive, but basically the idea now, and it's currently being undertaken by the NASA of this story, Ames. How's this for it, Ames? They're collecting as many coral species as they can, putting them in massive breeder tanks, genetically modifying them to be more resilient to warmer oceans. Wouldn't you have paid anything to be in that government pitch? If you observe these McDonald's chips, gentlemen, that's what I propose we do to the coral. Add spice. And then, when the temperature starts stabilizing, they're going to start repopulating the reef with these corals that were basically bred in an oven. As if that isn't the most epic thing you've ever heard. What have you done with your life? I'm gonna mow for Movember. Well, I'll give you this. It's more than I did. Anyway, that's the deal. Climate change, can't do anything about it. So, let's just start drilling in Antarctica now. Why not? What needs to be done in the meantime, though, and this is something you can massively help with, restoring mangroves. Because although they smell like shit, I'm glad I'm not one of those ugly little crabs that has to make a desperate living out of them. Look at this crusty beggar here. Please. No, I don't have any snail meat. Fuck off! But my God, what a Panadol of the natural world mangroves are. They cure everything. You know Ali from the podcast? He's from Karachi, which if you've ever visited there, there'd be no need for hell. We'd already be there. The only reason that city's still going, these little woodies remaining stiff. I met this guy who had a nano reef tank that's been going for like 18 years, and I'm sorry that I know this is pathetic that I know this, but if you know anything about the aquarium hobby, you'll know that keeping a nano reef is the hardest aquarium to sustain. I'll shut up about it, but pretty much to keep a nano reef alive, you have to have all these like Willy Wonka life support machines. The guy I met had barely any of that. You know what he just had? Just some little bonsai mangroves in there. That's all. Not only are they vital for restoring water quality, but they will act as vital emergency accommodation for most marine species as they ride out this. I've got no choice. I have to say it here. How else do you describe it? Literal shitstorm. So, it's absolutely pivotal that these mangroves and wetland systems be restored all along the coast of Queensland, except the Gold Coast, because I'm not giving that up. I'm not giving up SeaWorld. Do a flip! Yay! Like if you flipped out at the flip. So, what's stopping mangrove and wetland restoration? Well, like with everything else in this country, it comes down to a couple of millionaire fuckheads in cowboy hats. New South Wales, it's cotton. Queensland, it's sugarcane. 85% of raw sugar gets exported anyways. They don't tell me it's this vital food source we can't live without. I can live without CSR, thank you very much. In fact, I'd probably live longer. But before I go on, unlike cotton, where all of them are fuckheads, in fact, I'm going to buy your cotton off your cotton just to print out the shirt. You're all fuckheads. There's some amazing sugarcane farmers, and we will get to them soon, but for now it's very important to note that if Labor loses the next election in Queensland, I will bet my bottom dollar it'll be because they introduced laws to protect the reef that were win-win. They should have been called the I'm Saving You Money Act. Snappier title than what they actually gave it, which was this. It was limiting the amount of fertilizer these sugarcane farmers can put on their properties because looking at the reef, there was way too much going on anyway. It was all just going downstream. Even if you restored all the mangroves, they couldn't deal with that much shit anyway. And so the farmers' gripe, I think, judging from their complaints to the parliamentary inquiry about this, was they had to start filling out a booklet. And so, hey, me saving money and the reef. Nah, there's no winners in that equation. It's time for me to get politically active with, how's this? The green shirts. Taking back the word green from the greenies. This loose association of One Nation voters and Katter supporters didn't seem to think through that the caricature the soy boys are always painting them as is fascists. And then they give themselves the name that as soon as you hear it, what's the first thing you think? Brown shirts. They went to a parliamentary inquiry about these reef laws. I'm telling you, cancel your subscription to Netflix. I'll tell you what's so much better than fucking John Mulaney. Court and parliamentary transcripts. When was the last time you read something and you were crying with laughter? Because I think the last time I did was when Dobby died. Look at this Italian hobbit that lives in the hills. Quagliata. Hooly dooly, looks like we found ourselves a new Super Barrelaro, bruz. In fact, he fits the part better. How much better? Get ready for this. Get ready. Guess what his first name is? Mario Quagliata. Oh my God. And how's this? He was a candidate for the Liberal National Party, but lost because what are you doing, Mario? Running for the fine seat of Hill and not wearing a cowboy hat like my boy Shane here. You deserve a game over for that, mate. Alright, all jokes aside though, that is exactly who you want representing far north Queensland. Shane's got my vote. Hat in the profile, hat in the back. Hat's hat, I'm voting for the The inquiry though, small Mario, obviously Bruz is big Mario because... Anyway, he star sped down to Canberra to represent, and I quote, rural, regional, and reasonable people. Yeah, just play a couple of seconds of the green shirts in action, thanks. Just what we need. Someone to cut through all the facts and inject some much needed common sense. I love these inquiries because 95% of the time it's just a bunch of boring lobbyists in there. But every now and then you have some green shirts coming in hot. Queenslander! Don't get me wrong, a lot of the farmers that you meet are the most switched on people that you'll ever meet in your life. But there is a specific type of farmer this is a simulator of what it's like speaking to them. Some bloody blowing comes on me property, right? And he starts yammering on about this and that. You should do this, you should do that. I looked at him right in the eye and I said to him right in the eye, I said, mate, you don't know what you're talking about. True story. Yeah, that's great. Well, it's been 5 hours. Yeah, the day is young, I'll give you that. This other time, this blow-in comes on me property and he starts talking about this and that. Yeah, and then you told him he doesn't know what he's talking about. Now, let me finish the story. See, this is the problem. No one's listening to us. Jordy's just getting upset! That's what they brought into Parliament. Stories that don't go anywhere with Grandpa Simpson. It was just this over and over. This is from the transcript. You're going to see a different perspective here. I'm going to talk about what I've seen over the past 40 years growing up on my own property. All our creeks are vegetated. There's a mammoth amount of wildlife living along these creeks. There are the same yields, the same fish, the same goannas, the same everything. 40 years later, it gives you a reason to ask, if my cane farm is supposedly having an effect on the reef, why am I seeing no effect right here at the source? That's my 40 years of science. And their slogan is, look, check the science. Every time I see one of these organisations that just keep saying over and over, we're grassroots, grassroots. Hank Hill would be a member of us because he loves grassroots. Grassroots. Look at their website. The logo's better than the Cowboys. I think they've even got more sponsors. What the fuck is this one? I'll show you what an actual grassroots website made by boomers looks like. Look at this one. Look at how low budget it is by comparison. But what legends? Can we just compare the difference in photos as well? Oh yeah, just put a bit more soil over there, Kenny. As opposed to, this is bullshit! The good one is from Mulgrave Land Care. They spend their weekends restoring mangrove populations and they punch well above their weight. Lots of sugarcane farmers in that. It's just unlike the green shirts, they're not whingers. I'm telling you, the older I get, the more I realise it doesn't really matter what your political stripes are. You know who sucks? Digimon. Oh wait, sorry, whingers. That's what I love about these actual grassroots organisations like Mulgrave, is they figured out government's important, but it's a slow behemoth of a machine. After you've done with the hearings, the submissions, the inquiries, arguing over the legislating, setting up the bureaucracies to deal with the new legislation, Mulgrave just realised, oh, I can pick up a shovel right now because it's volunteers. So unlike bureaucrats, they don't have to write a report about their plan to pick up a pencil. So if you're in the area and you care about the reef, spend a couple of hours with one of these organisations. I swear if you do, you can be on your deathbed and think, well, I didn't get a mo for Movember, but my life mattered. If you're not in the area, chuck them or Reef Aid or the Marine Conservation Foundation some cash. They're lobbyists for coral, basically. They're constantly offering quick little easy wins the government can pass and fund. In fact, it was their idea to just say, just give these groups fuck all money in grants because they can do with 10 grand what the government can do with 10 million. So, either or is a win. Most importantly though, can you tell me more about the green shirts? Because I've been very amused hearing their platform so far that I think it's just, shut up! I caught some barramundi on me property the other day. It was this big. Sir, this is an inquiry. Shut the fuck up! I have heard more of their antics, so there will be more to come, but tell me yours.